welcome to Mako TV, home of the world's first smart fittings and valves by Superlok. In this week's video, we will find out what happens to a section of tubing that is filled with liquid during sub-zero temperatures. Will the tubing fail? Will the fittings fail? Stay tuned for some interesting results to our tube freeze test. For this test, we will put together 3 sealed test samples consisting of 1/2-inch stainless steel seamless tubing and Superlok stainless steel compression fittings. Sample 1 will be filled 1/2 with water and capped on both ends. Sample 2 will be completely filled with water and capped on both ends. Sample 3 will be completely filled with water, pressurized to 1200 psi and capped on both ends. To construct our first test sample, we will use this prepared 3-foot section of tubing and connect a tube or compression cap to one end. Note the Superlok patented red gap gauge rings on the fitting. They will break away as the fitting is tightened to the precise point of correct compression, guaranteeing an accurate connection. Sample number 3 will hold 1200 psi. This pump uses water to pressurize the sample. All 3 samples are now ready and prepared to test. Each tubing sample begins with 0.5 inches of outside diameter average. Now let the freezing begin. The tube samples are inserted into a freezer at 5 degrees Fahrenheit. After 24 hours, the tube samples are examined. Calipers are used here to check for changes in the outside diameter of the tubing. The samples are inspected for evidence of leakage or deformities. The test samples go back in the freezer at a temperature of -21 degrees Fahrenheit. Test sample number 3 appears to show it is no longer holding pressure. Upon closer inspection, the gauge needle has exceeded max pressure and is pegged at the 0 position. After thawing, the gauge returns to 1200 psi, showing no pressure leakage in the sample. Sample number 1, containing 50% water, showed no swellage or leakage at up to negative 21 degrees Fahrenheit. In test sample number 2, filled 100% with water, we recorded an average tube swellage of 0.020 inches. There was no leakage or integrity issues observed in the sample. Test sample number 3 was filled with 100% water and pressurized at 1200 psi. Recorded an average tube swellage of 0.021 inches. There was no leakage or integrity issues observed in the sample. These tests show that if quality components are used and installed correctly, stainless steel tubing and tube fittings can withstand the cold and still perform. For more information, check us out at Mako-Products.net, your exclusive source for Superlok instrumentation and control products.